Yeah. So you find us in the last stretch of the show. Bonamelo Moloi is here in studio with us, and we're going to be going into motivation. So I was just bantering there off air because he's wearing a different cap today. Usually he'd be coming through and we'll be talking the Bonamelo Melisu is a foundation. He's coming through this morning as someone as a speaker, as someone that is going to be motivating us this morning. We'll be talking purpose, we'll be taking growth, we'll be taking also visionary leadership, because I guess this is what defines this man, where his work is concerned. And I think, he's a visionary leader. So he's here with us. The visionary leader is up at this time of the hour, of the morning, just to really talk to the people out there. Bonamelo, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning to you, Katlego, and thank you for having me. And a good morning to the listeners.
It's always lovely, man, having you in studio. It's always nice bouncing all of these energies with you. Let's go into motivation this morning. So usually what we do, we just talk to the people. We just give them lessons of life. We try guide and hold each other's hand and try and motivate each other. You just stepped into it as we were talking to Mom Esther. Mom Esther was sharing her story, the story of her son who is battling substance abuse. So in the last segment, we were talking about just coming through for the young ones, because the issue of underage drinking, substance abuse, and how do we ensure that we create safe spaces for communities, she shared. And that touched me a lot, because when you hear a mother just talking about the young one that she took to school, and this is where this young one got into contact with this substance abuse, and now she was talking about furniture. She doesn't have furniture. It's just a lot that she revealed there. But I thought maybe let's start there. Let's just speak to Mama. Let's speak to other people that may be going through the very same issues right now, to say, you are literally not alone, and that these issues are, surmountable. You can overcome them. And more than anything else, just always look forward to tomorrow, because no one knows what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow may come through and surprise you. It may come through tomorrow and come across Bonamelo, for instance. You know what I mean? And Amen. Life would actually play itself out in that instance. Let's take it from there.
Sure, Katlego.
And he said amen. So I was like, hey, this man is going to preach now. Let's go.
I think I'm taking a deep breath because it's actually something that I can resonate with, from both perspectives, from Mom Esther's side as a mother, and from the young boy's side as well, having been a young man myself in a similar situation, So it's my birthday month. Yeah. I'm a September baby.
Look at you.
And I've been blessed, where I'm at right now, that I spend my birthdays mostly reflecting. And grace is something very powerful in my moments of reflection. So there was a time when I was in a similar circumstance as this young man, believe it or not.
What?
And there was a time where my mother was in the same position.
What?
So the one thing I will always value is my mother always being on her knees. If I were to be termed, for this particular instance and trajectory into my life, a mama's boy, this would be a very earned moment. If it wasn't for the prayers of the women in my life, my mother, my grandmother, and just leaving everything to God when everything seemed as though there was no hope, because they would talk to this young man and nothing seemed to register. And primarily because in a space where you are being built and shaped, you only spend a couple of hours there. in a space where you are being influenced against the building and the shaping, you spend most of your time there. So the environment as well, not making any excuses, can play a very, very critical role in making sure that, either the young spirit makes it or breaks it. So I thought to share from a personal point of view from there, to say that I love how you started it out to say that this indeed is surmountable.
Yeah.
And I thank God today that I stand on a different side of this conversation, not only as a victor, but as a living testimony in the journey that I am in today, one of purpose, one of youth empowerment, and one of just general community empowerment. So transformation is actually a lived journey of mine where we are at this moment of my life.
I love the fact that you personalized it, right? And it holds so much weight because I believe that Mom Esther right now, she's that praying mother.
Amen.
The reason why she's up at this point in time and she's not shy to share is because she's that praying mother. There's so much hope that this young man will actually snap out of it, will grow and would find his way back to himself. Because it is possible to find your way back to yourself. But you being able to share speaks growth. Right, it speaks you being able to recognize as well that was not me, and you're able to move into that space with so much grace because you understand the role that was played by other people that came into your life as well. How important is it that as someone that is going through it, to reach out? To seek for assistance where it is even complicated and life has stripped you even of your dignity, because you were navigating something so complex that a lot of people may not even have understood that this would be you on the other side. How important is it that you reach out, but also how important is it that we pay attention to the cries of this person when they are reaching out?
Something about potential is that no matter how, for lack of a better term, foolish you can be to try and dim it, there will always be someone who believes in you. Always. And in these kind of circumstances, you'll find that it's the closest people to you that you are not actually willing to listen to at the time, like our mothers, right? However, there will always as well, because we are growing up in communities, there will always be a gentleman down the road somewhere or your neighbor who really has got good values, that will always encourage you. So you might be on what looks like a journey of destruction, and everything else around you maybe is collapsing. But we all know that, and some of them we run away from them. Hankabona Grotmaniela is gonna motivate me. Let me take another turn, right? We all have that someone. It's important to reach out to those kind of people, and it takes courage. And don't do it alone. Most people are stuck in this thing that I am alone, because that's what a journey of destruction does. It isolates you, and it gains its power through you being isolated. But it's only a shadow. It's not the truth. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, it's only a shadow. You've actually got a greater community that cares deeply for you and what you can become.
Yeah.
So reaching out is actually quite an important thing, and creating those ecosystems as well around families, around communities, to say that yes, we might be able to see with our eyes that this young person is throwing their lives away, but let us see for the future of this young man of what they could become, and let us talk them through and get them through to the picture of tomorrow versus the evidence of today.
Yeah, and something that really worries me a lot, especially when you find one navigating some of these communities, some of these talks and experiences, is that we are not seeing role models, right? Exemplary people coming through and being praised, and we're not seeing even people being intentional, showing up to say, I would want to be known in this community as that man, as that person. I would want to be exemplary in what I do and the likes. I think if that was the case, we wouldn't then get a lot of young people drinking, underage drinking being a thing, or even some of them doing things that are out of character, and you're just surprised that you're still young, but here you are doing things that are extremely out of character. So do you reckon that, maybe we need to go back to those basics, those times, and maybe we need those people that would single themselves out and be intentional about ensuring that you're solving for the next person, you're solving for the young person, because something that we see as well is them glorifying gangsters, right? To think that is the way of life, When someone is a gangster, they are praised, they are given this utmost respect and the likes. It's as if that is the way of life. Are we seeing the countering of that? Are we seeing people just coming through to say, I want to be a role model? How important is it that we champion role modeling in resolving some of these complex issues that would be societal?
I've had the privilege of meeting a few gangsters. I think let me start there. And from the younger ones to the older ones. And this might not be true for all of them. However, the ones I've met, I've had the privilege of hearing from their heart that this is not what they want, even at an old age. I've had the privilege of having one-on-ones to hear that this is not what they even wish to portray out there. How sad it is that they are being recognized and put on a pedestal for something that they actually detest themselves.
What, are they trapped there? What is it? How do they find themselves here and not wanting to do it, but they're doing it?
There's this enemy called poverty. Poverty is not just a mindset. Poverty can be exactly in alignment to what we are talking about in terms of communities. Communities can breed poverty. Because by default, if we do not support each other for the positive, we are bringing into existence the support to the negative. That is a choice we are making that we might not be conscious of. And that drives environments that unfortunately will thrive because there's nothing that multiplies quicker than sin.
Yeah, that is something else as well. But someone listening to us right now and they're like, I feel trapped, I would want to break free. I would want to in any way, start leading a life that is away from, the things that take away instead of giving, things that, remove instead of feeling. How do you, what would you say to that person? But I mean, you've already given us a glimpse into your history, into your journey. So it does then say to us, it does say to other mothers listening out there that their sons, mom S, that you can actually come through on the other side after having experienced something that would be a setback where your life is concerned. There may be some young lady that is listening to us right now that is like, I don't know whether I'm coming or whether I'm going, and life, has its own way. We all have our own journeys and the likes, but, we encourage to see that it's possible to come through on the other side, even after having experienced somewhat of a setback or something, some period that was a dark period in your life. How do you, or please speak to them, speak to our people out there and let's help them.
I believe that every great thing starts with a conversation. Perhaps if we sit down together, the mother, the parent, the father, and the son, the daughter, the child, and we try to find out what are your pain points. There's often this narrative that people who are trying to solve something are solving it from their perspective and not necessarily engaging with where the problem emanates from as what the potential solution could be. We're in a generation, a time where people are very expressive nowadays. And instead of perhaps fighting it, let us work with it to find out from our young people what could be the possible solution to what seems to trap them in that situation. You'll find that, for example, as I'm from the township myself, there's quite a lot of activities in the township, positive ones. There's sports, there's local clubs for this, that, and the other, arts and culture. And I believe we haven't painted a good enough narrative around those what are seemingly small things to consider that can build your life. So when you are active in the smallest of things in the community, number one, it takes away your time of being idle. Number two, the people that are there, I'll make an example with soccer as I'm a boy. The coaches that are there are usually people that are very passionate. You might see them as people who have not achieved much, as an example, because they are coaching a local team. They've got, in inverted commas, nothing better to do with their time. But those are the people that actually build you. They build values and instill the spirit of community inside of you and possibility, because they fight for you. So we need to create those kind of environments, that can not minimize the little efforts that the good people are doing around our spaces, because there's a lot we can get out of our immediate spaces. And then perhaps whilst having those conversations, let's normalize having pacts, agreements. If you are going to help me, what am I going to commit to make sure that that help comes into realization? That's how I believe we can start building responsibility and accountability structures for both the one who wants to help and the one who wants to receive the help. And then that's how we hold each other accountable to say, if I give you food today to eat, do you promise me that once you are full, you will wash your plate and you will make sure that it is ready for the next person to receive? Just as a basic example. Then we both commit. Then we multiply from those small efforts, because we can't do great things if we are not able to be successful in the small beginnings.
That's profound, man. And you are bringing it. I love the fact that you are actually speaking this because you've lived this and you're here, and it's really, you can feel it right on the other side that it's possible. One thing that I'm picking up from you this morning is that it's possible. Reach out as well. You are, the help is there, right? The help is there. There's exemplary moves that are being made. Just reach out to Bonamelo Melisuza Foundation. There are activities there. There are beautiful work that they're doing. So you can really in any way get a sense of that community, because you get a sense that a lot of people are in search still of community. They're in search of being whole, accepted, and also being integrated back into the society, because now the society has, pushed you onto the side as someone that is an addict. So you get a sense that it becomes even trickier now. I may not be an addict anymore, but it's tricky for me now to be integrated back into the society and be viewed as that Katlego, before the drugs. So I guess let's have some grace. Let's really be as understanding. Let's be exemplary. I want us to multiply as, role models, because we need those. Let's speak to the young ones. When you see something, call it out, because it does not help to turn a blind eye. And it's a cancer of some sort that just spreads into the community. One addict will breed another addict, and it just becomes a societal thing. But Bonamelo, really appreciate you, man, becoming vulnerable with us, sharing as well, motivating us, coming through for Mom Esther as well, because I'm sure she's now even on her knees to say 3:00 on the dot. Let me pray for the young one. If Bonamelo's mom, the grand, could do it, then it's possible for my son to also come through on the other side. Thank you very much, sir. Parting shots, what are the last words that you'd like to leave us with this morning?
Thank you very much, Katlego. You are never alone. You are not born alone. You do not live alone. You will not die alone. Alone is only a shadow of the truth. There's a greater community out there. But it is also your responsibility to believe in your better self. The responsibility does not fall only upon the community you are looking to for help. You are also responsible for the picture of yourself that you wish to see tomorrow. And you reaching out is the first step of a winner's mindset.
Awesome. So, thank you very much for your time. Who are you on social media? How do we follow your work?
We are on Facebook, Instagram, Bonamelo Melisizo Foundation. We have recently joined TikTok, Bonamelo _Melisizo. And I'm on LinkedIn myself as Bonamelo Moloi. And we've got some wonderful content as well on YouTube that you can check out of the work we've been doing.
Awesome. Bonamelo, thank you very much, man, for coming through, for wearing this cap today, but also for just always giving us your time, being gracious with your time and coming into the studio. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Katlego, for trusting me
with this responsibility. I really, really appreciate you, man. A big thank you to everybody. Dr. Mechi Mahoba for coming through.